Oh, right. Carry neighbors you mentioned. Never mind. Wolf couldn't spawn.
Makes this place
Week 65.
for the study of suffering.
Week 65. Alright. Alright. Okay. Alright, okay. Finally! The friggin' Baron. It was... Skid. Fluffkins. Cat. Ginger. Okay. Let's see how many people are wasting. The bacon fight. 1, alright. Let's do this again, and this time we should be fine. This time it should be no problem. Who is wasting? I want to throw a dead rat at him. I mean, I know we're leaving blood behind, but it seems like it makes them not even need to drink the blood. Okay, and these 4 are already upgraded, we know that. All 4s. I mean, this does give me a chance to grab Finale for the final fight, though. Whoops. That's not where you upgrade Finale. Alright. Get our trinkets on, let's get in here. So, this counts as Radiant Lights, as far as trinkets are concerned. So, we need to use Overture. I think I use Barristons. On our Hellion, we're going to use Focus Ring. Surgical Gloves, I suppose. I think that's what we did last time, too. Our Houndmaster. I did both cloaks. That's what I did. So we got crit on our Hellion, crit and accuracy. We got a lot of dodge on our Houndmaster, dodge and protection. We got health, dodge, and protection on our Jester. And we got healing on our Vestal. Okay. Should be okay. Let me double check the trinkets that are being sold. Yeah, nothing good. Just using the head for heal? What do you mean? Sacred Scroll, Junia's head. That's 2 trinkets. Quit Finale? No. You can change skills inside the dungeon, so I'm not gonna switch Finale until before the Baron. Caregivers, thank you. Alright, so this is free this week, so we want to take full advantage of it. We'll get rid of the fits for free. Hey, Barada. Back in 29. How you doing, Barada? Welcome in. It's awfully late for you, Barada. Okay, so let's take a look. Anything we want to lock in? We could lock in Hard Noggin. Switch to Finale before the Baron. Nah, that's a pretty good possibility. Hard Noggin, I mean, he's going to Darkest Dungeon 2. There's not a whole lot of stuns in Darkest Dungeon 2, right?
Subscriber, come, steel yourself. We are building an army.
Fatty Can Fly is building an army. Good lord, there's 58 people in your army. Fatty Can Fly, thank you for the gift subs to Devil Dog, Leo Casper, G-Man Red, Shift, and Mist. Double goal. We do another giveaway after this next dungeon. Fatty, thank you again for the gift subs, for all this support. Much love, much sandwich to Fatty. Thank you, Fatty. How you doing, Lunar, by the way? I read your resolve, but I didn't say anything. So you're on the phone all the time now? Hopefully that's a good... Didn't see the sub through it. Oh, no worries. It's all good. Golden sub in spirit. Sounds good, Barada. I mean, I'm assuming you wouldn't be on the phone unless it was for a good late into the night, unless it was a good thing. Unless it's a hotline. Maybe that's a good thing, too. Spiritual would help her heal herself, but it's captured to prove you're not bots. So. Bots can be subs, that's fine. People even still do that? I don't know. Like, it kind of baffles me. Things like that, like, because the internet exists. We get rid of Klepto. It was a good thing to get rid of. There's not really a
More shall gather.
lock-in.
More shall enter the fray.
Starbits Incorporated. Starbits, thank you for the host. How you doing, Starbits? Thank you for the host. Appreciate it as always. Those of you coming in for Starbits stream, welcome or welcome back. I'm Adam. This is Adam vs. Everything, and we are playing Darkest Dungeon.
Grows.
If you have any questions about Darkest Dungeon, let me know, or feel free to sit back, lurk, relax. Thank you, Starbits. What were you playing, I wonder? WoW? Leo, thank you for the, Leo Casper, thank you for the follow. I guess I'll get rid of the Klepto. So, we'll get Hard Noggin locked in. We'll get rid of Automatanophobia. It's Adam vs. Hidtai. MVP today. Hysteric, welcome back. Gonna visit on the weekend, next weekend, our anniversary. She's going to sit it here, too. Can get much work off. It's good, Barada. Man, oh man. How different things are altogether from like the early days of you being in the channel. It's crazy. Get crazy though. Starbits, you looking forward to Classic, or are you one of those that are just like Classic, whatever? It's nostalgia. Klepto. Do On Guard. Never been MVP. What? You're MVP all the time here. MVP healer. Alright, let's go. Classic WoW. Dabble in Classic till we're bored for the lulz. Alright, let's do it. You're going up there? Alright, we got our healing trinkets, upgrades, camping. Got our defensive trinkets, grades, camping. Alright. For real this time, this will be a long dungeon. All the food, like shovels, bring all the things. Alright. Going to work, Liam. Good luck with Aaron. Thank you, Liam. I'll probably need it. Have a good shift. Thank you for hanging out. Bring blood. Why not just bring 2 blood? No, that's a bad idea. What could go wrong? That happened last time. Alright. So we got all the food. We have stack shovels. We have stuff for combat. Should be good.
Hope you like the 80s.
Wait, a new one? Or are you talking about the original, the one before they decided to change it? Hey, Modwife, thank you for the bits. What is the blood for? So these heroes have the Crimson Curse, and eventually they'll be craving, and if you don't give them blood, they'll go to wasting, and if you don't give them blood at wasting, they'll just die. What again? Is West Ham? Stomped Wolves 10-0 in soccer. Yeah, we have someone wasting in town. They do have the rat. I'm gonna leave blood too. We have the I mean, I guess the thing is, like, if we get a blood drop, we won't have anywhere to put it. So I think we're all right. All right, we got food, we got shovels, we got everything we need, I do believe. Pretty much vampires, yeah. It's basically vampires. Its own Darkest Dungeon's own take on vampires. All right, I'm gonna. Modwife, thank you for the additional bits, the 69 bits. 88. Wanted to be Christopher Lloyd saying 1.21 gigawatts. Maybe. All right, I'm gonna load in. I'll be right back, and then we'll go kill the Baron. Upgrades, trinkets, skills, camp. Upgrades, trinkets, skills, camp. Upgrades, trinkets, skills, camp. Upgrades, trinkets, skills, camp. And you can camp it here. I'll show you guys how. Hey, Mayor, thank you for hanging out for so long. Appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. 9 p.m. tomorrow we start. Eastern time. All right. So we're gonna wait. You know what? Yeah, I'll wait to give her blood for a little bit. Stupid grab now. Shambler summoning dance. For after Baron, yeah, luckily the Shambler can't spawn here. Go down first, right? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, okay. Took it out to dinner to figure it out? No. I don't know what happened. Like, I was just sitting here. We'll loot that on the way back. Actually, you know what? We can do it now. Holy water for the minus stress. 30 minus. 30 DKP minus. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Until earlier today, I suppose. Didn't mention it. We can dig that up for loot, but I'm not gonna save these shovels for a more important purpose. Excuse me. Try and, yeah, the whelps. Mini whelps, handle it. Onyxia. Real Sonic trailer, never asked if you had seen it. But you the first. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw it. Oh, did I put... Kill this one first. Said, alright. Took care of that stupid... Figured out what was the finish of that sentence. Bad childhood. Can't answer that, Tet. Your raids when that came out. Really? So we're gonna wait till she's wasting to give her blood, probably. That'll allow our blood supply to stretch a little bit further. Let's shuffle back. We get like one stress healing. Where's this freaking gnat coming from? Every night, when we're like 70% through the stream, a single gnat emerges from wherever gnats go. Not like food in here or anything. Seen cannot be unseen. Yeah, I'm curious what the remake is gonna be. Realistic Crimson Course experience. Do you guys remember when I first upgraded my my lighting and the camera quality?
Unforgiving.
In like that very first stream, a gnat flew in front of the camera, like really close, and it focused on it. People were like, "Oh, I guess that is better." 4D experience. Try cleaning your office. It's not dirty. Like nothing. It's a stream room. Nothing is really ever in here. Aside from that empty can of Pringles that you guys don't need to know about that. Freaking net. It's because the window has been open all night. But I mean, there's a screen on it. This guy squeezed in. Not here for loot. Not here for loot. Should have been here for loot last time. My mind is dirty. Alright, she's wasting, so we'll give her blood. This will put her back to baseline. That's good. Salty about his Pringles. Good dodge. Came from the loots. Came for the loots. We'll buff. Speed actually crit. Across the room, your old chicken champions never rest. No, I'm retired, man. Retired.
Annihilated.
Oh, I just remembered something.
A brilliant.
Actually, two things. I just remembered something very terrible and something kind of funny. Do you guys want to hear both of them? One of them is pretty depressing. And the other one is not. You're both? Which order? Which order? It's like actually depressing. Alright. Do you guys remember last night? Hey Melso, how's it going? When I was streaming and the window was open, I was like, what was that sound? There was a ton of screeching and the freeway's not that far away. The giveaway? Yeah, so the second giveaway is going to be after this dungeon. What's up? And I was like, I think there might have been a crash, and then I heard sirens. Turns out it was a crash. After the stream, my wife and I looked. There was a news report about it. 3 people died in it. Just right over there. 3 people died in it. 2 of which were 19-year-olds from our neighborhood. Live right down the road. So 2 19-year-olds and a 20-year-old died. That's what I heard last night when I was on the stream. It's crazy. And they weren't wearing seatbelts. 2 of them were thrown from the vehicle. So I didn't know them, but I mean, either way, it's still very tragic. And I mean, I was thinking about it a lot today. Like, I don't know them at all. I don't know their parents. I've never met them that I know of or anything like that. But I was thinking about it a lot today. How, like, you know, when I got up this morning and when I went and got my daughter up this morning, I was like, man, there are parents down the road who, you know, their kids aren't getting up this morning. So anyway, I was going to let you guys know what that was that we heard last night. It was a crash on the freeway.
The blood quickens.
Yeah. Sad, sad. So the other thing that I was going to say is after the stream, after this, while I was working, my wife came and hung out here. And there's a recliner right off the stream right there in this room for her to sit in. And now that I have this monitor, it's easy to see things from there. So she came in and we found this new Netflix show. And it's called Flinch. Have you guys watched any of this? It's like... It's almost like torture. It's a comedy, it's like a game show. But basically they subject these people signed up for it. That's the only way I'm okay with it. These people signed up for it. And they basically subject them to things that can't really hurt them, but that can make them flinch. And if they flinch, they do things to them like shock them with a cattle prod, or like dunk them in water and things. Man, she and I ended up listening to like 3 episodes of it, and the hosts, I think the hosts are like, something's wrong with them. Like they'll be shocking someone, and the hosts are just like dying laughing. But the thing is, whichever host team loses or whatever, they have to be subjected to a worse one at the end. But I mean, it's not anything that could like really harm, but it's like, it's crazy. It's like one of those Japanese game shows, only it's not Japanese. It's British. It's British. We would watch that. The host is the Baron. Oh. No.
Our community.
No, it hurts, but it's not anything permanent. So it's not like they're not having like a finger cut off or, you know, being scarred or something. It absolutely hurts, I'm sure. That's the point of it. Rizbot, thank you for the follow.
Well struck.
Show called Flinch. New Netflix show. Whole new meaning. Netflix and chill. Flinch was the name of it. Sounds like abuse. Yeah, but they sign up for it. They read it. Fear Factor. So yeah, kind of like that. It's like Fear Factor, only... And they ask them too. So everything's set up in the beginning before... like all the things that they're going to do that episode are set up. But they'll ask them in the beginning... Most extreme elimination challenge. Yes. Number 1. They asked him like, hey, what's your fear? And this one guy was like, I'm afraid of birds. I'm really scared of birds. And it just turned out, it just happened to be that one of the challenges or whatever was that they had to wear this like face protector thing and with like a bird feed thing on the front of it. And emus would eat from it, and this guy has a phobia of birds, and they didn't know that beforehand, supposedly. But I was like, oh my god, this poor guy. Right you are, kid. will suffer. Emus are evil. Ostriches are evil. Cotton candy and puppies. there you go. Rest of use voluntarily. It's kind of no different. Relationship people. I mean, it's different than a. I know what you mean, but obviously it's different than like a relationship of that means. Not quite as extreme. Sorry, I lost the word at emus. Yeah, I've read about that. We're gonna heal her up this round, but I mean we have plenty of bandages, so. Hosted by Kenny Blankenship, Vic Romano. Someone told me that all those are on YouTube. I'm gonna have to watch those again. Most Extreme Eludation Challenge. What a great show. Seriously. You can never watch the show. MXC was so good. I mean, the people in that are like not really getting tortured, but they're also not getting treated too well.
Their formation is broken.
They're all on YouTube.
Maintain the
There's something for me to listen to while I work after the stream. Since we're almost out of this battle, I'm going to switch over to stress healing. Don't think you can go that far. No, I wouldn't join that show either. That's why I said you have to be like. I guess they're trying to get their, 15 minutes of fame. Getting treated in a hospital with the concussions. The giant paper mache boulders crashing into them. So I'm not going to kill him this round, I don't think. So that we can get a heal in. Joining, so I don't know. I don't know how much they're paid. That's a thing too. Like how much would it? How much would you accept to be shocked by a cattle prod? Those are repurposed Jesse show. Oh yeah, I know. I know. With fake redubbing 12 beers. See here in the USA. Dub people's voices though. Good. Now we'll take it out.
A singular strike.
For cattle prod. Yeah, I mean, shock me all you want. Some people will pay 10K for people to shock them. I mean, I don't know any of that. What? Try to get 10. The blue key, we don't even really need it, right? Oh well. Up to the yellow key. You've been shot by one before? Really? What? Don't mind me asking you how'd that happen, Gurking? Pay 200 to shock you once. She's craving. I'm going to wait until we get closer to battle to use the blood on her so that she gets bloodlust during the battle. Stays there. No, my daughter the other day, speaking of things like this, started doing that would you rather type game, but it's like mild stuff. It's way different than when, oh, we got an extra spawn, when like adults talk about it, or when it's on websites and things. So it's stuff like, would you rather never have ice cream again or never have cake again? LA during the riots in the 90s. Cake. Next question. There's lots of questions like that for her the other day. Dirty either. Ice cream. Right when you were a kid, your family used to live a thing called what's basically the socialist community. There's a lot of farms near where I grew up. I did do sleepovers with some of my friends, and one of them, his dad raised cattle, and I helped with some of it when I would spend the night, which, by the way, wasn't very fun. I'm sure you know. But I never they raise calves, right? So they would raise calves every season, tons of them, and then sell them. So they didn't really have a ton of adult. They would buy very young calves and they'd fatten them up over the year and sell them. In Israel? Does that include cream cheesecake? I don't know. I guess so. Bake your own cakes. Stream is the only thing that keeps you alive during Argentina's summers. To do it on purpose. Oh yeah, I know. Roller and it's murder your entire raid over 100 times. No. How you doing, Dark? Walking stick. Today's once working at a horror attraction on a farm. Did penetrate scarf and sweater. This cream cheesecake is too good. A very young muffalo. Get that meef. Get that meef, boy. I've gotten shocked very few times in my life. And one of them was an electric fence, and it's such a weird feeling. And it was supposed to be off, and I grabbed it in my hand. I was a kid, and I was told it was off. They thought it was off. And it, you know, it tenses your muscles up. You can't let go of it. And that's probably not a ton of, you know, power in one of those electric fences, too. I can imagine, like, a big shock. You've been maced before? Ugh. I have not. That's not... It's terrible. Do you mind if I ask why, R-squared? Did I pee on it? No. Why is that always what people ask? I wonder.
Slowly.
But you're good? You learned? That's yeah, that's an important thing. That's an important thing. You just learned...
Two-time Murano chicken champ right here.
You just learned 100 ways that, you know, how to not succeed at it. Good mace too. Shockers have a purpose. You liked how it felt as a kid? No. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the shock, right? Like, a lot of kids will do the batteries to the tongue sort of thing. That will get rid of stress if you use a torch on it. This gives items. Peek on the electric fence. Got shot for peek on a battery. Care what Mythbuster says, it's possible. Mythbuster did that? I remember them doing one where they... Was that peeing on, like, the... Did they do one about peeing on the third rail of, like, a subway? Back in Meniscus at a recreational volleyball game? Or ACL, man. How you doing, Sly Cooper? Welcome in. So, for the plug outlets... Good lord. Bring up a bar fight. Bouncer and Mason guy. For... Didn't know it. Gotcha. Batteries? No. The cocoon. Far away and it blew up. Yeah. Lose stress if you use a torch on it. Yeah, those came out pretty close together, but no. It's not. Those weren't intended to be together. So said it wasn't possible to conduct electricity up the stream, but it's happened. We don't really need to use the dog treats yet, so I'm not going to. Yes, the Mythbusters third round. I haven't watched that in a long time. And then they had a spin-off show of it that I didn't care for as much. Called what? White Rabbit or something? It was a Netflix show. And it didn't have Adam and Jamie on it. It had the other three. And I mean they did the same basic stuff, but I don't know, I just didn't care for it as much. His phone wires and a call came in. Ooh. So it sound good. Good crit. Feels immune, can one-shot anyone he's targeting. 2 chain guns. Get us back to down to 5 seconds. Do it all over again. Ah, yes. DPS checks. DPS checks are gear plus rotation, huh? Raid leader days are coming back. Kind of farm there was also a low power electric fence, so they would roam too much. Friends used to do Competitions of who could hold it the longest. Man, oh man. Things you do to entertain in rural situations. I grew up in a super rural area and pretty poor. Did a lot of stupid things. Tori and Grant, they were cool. Don't know if they can carry a whole show. Yeah, that's kind of how it was. Carry Tori and Grant. So it's called the White Rabbit Project or something like that. And basically what they do is they all three get a different, like, sort of myth sort of thing in the beginning. And they all do their own. And then they reconverge and talk about it. It was okay, but it just wasn't the same as Mythbusters. If you want to check it out, I think it's still on... Well, it must be on Netflix, right? It's a Netflix show. This relieves stress if you use holy water on it. We don't need to do that. Have to use a torch on this as a blockage specific to the Crimson Court. Comes great stories, that's true. Just take our urinal chicken champion story, right?
A hideous mutation.
Croc number 2.
And abhorrent.
Alright, let's see how this one goes. Dog treat. The last Croc fight here went really well. This one should, well, I mean, you never know. It can be really RNG. We're going to go ahead and buff accuracy, speed, crit. Should use the torch already, but I didn't. Croc number 2. Being a leader. Good at it. No, I do too, but it was more, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's probably apparent from the channel that I like doing stuff like teaching and leading. Lurking Fear. So he can do Apex Predator after submerging to either 1 or 2 or 3 people. That's the main RNG thing of this. Minus accuracy. We still have a 90%. I'm going to go ahead and use Holy Water on her in case she gets teeth raked, and we'll try to stun him. Resist. Good crit. That means that bleed is going to last 5 rounds, so 3 because she crit. We're in okay shape still. I think I'm just going to, while we have the dog treats and he's not lurking, or submerged rather, I'm going to go ahead and put damage in. You hate him? Here we go. Is he going to hit 1, 2, or 3? Get one shot by Apex. I think it's pretty close. I think Apex crit on Veteran is somewhere around, like, with the protection though. I don't think so, but I think it's in the mid-30s, low to mid-30s. Buff one more time. The bleed though, yeah, that's true. That is true. He heals and gets rid of that crap. Embarrassing. Oddly, never direct it. Raid members. Had the Croc in a couple runs. Well, here's the part. Here's where it happens. So I need to guard her because he can use Teeth Rake, and Teeth Rake can get her to Death's Door even without a crit and bleed her. So we have to guard her. Just in case. He didn't use it, he used Lurking, but he definitely can use Teeth Rake from the front.
It's easy. Just always crit and always dodge. Simple.
Ooh, good dodge. Dodge tanking. I'm sure you'd have people watch. You might have a familiar lurker there too. It's all good. Do a story to Netflix to make a documentary. If they contact, if it comes up and they contact me, yeah, we'll work something out. We'll keep guard, dodge tanking for a little bit. So we're back in great shape. Starting Blood Moon Deathless run specifically. So in the early game, Shadow. It is the early part of your game is going to be one of the hardest parts. So are you trying to do all bosses too, or just finish the game with no deaths? Because it changes a little bit depending on what one of those goals you're trying to do. Because we did a Torchless, Deathless Blood Moon, but I didn't do all bosses, and it only took 57 weeks. But if you're trying to do all bosses, you're looking at like around 90 weeks, which is a lot. Obviously, it's going to be a lot harder not to get to death in 90 weeks. But yeah, one of the biggest things is that early game. Early game is going to be a crapshoot. You don't have trinkets, you don't have... Ooh, triple apex again! Oh, triple dodge! You don't have the characters you want, you don't have good trinkets, you know, you don't have a wide roster, you have level 0s going in and they get extra stress just because they're level 0s. So you're going to get a lot of deaths probably in the first 10 weeks. So, you know, get ready for that sort of thing. Get ready to start over quite a bit in those weeks. On all bosses yet? Like the info for the future? Gotcha. There's different ways to do it, but basically if you're using full light, one of the easiest ways to do a Deathless run is to dodge cheese. If you want to call it cheese. In Darkest Dungeon, you can get all the way to 95% dodge. And if you have all your characters, or even like 2 of your characters at 95 dodge, it is incredibly difficult for the enemy to kill you. And in full light, you actually get bonus dodge of the full light. So going after things that are like camo cloaks, getting those early, camo cloaks and sun cloaks, using a lot of man-at-arms, things like that help out a lot. But aside from that, it's just doing the normal stuff you do in a playthrough. And I mean, you can still get unlucky anytime. You could run into a quad spider, get surprised, and get just destroyed. But if you want to give yourself the best chance at success, I would say try to min-max, use classes that you know are the best at what they do. So for instance, using a Hellion in the front line instead of like Bounty Hunter. The Bounty Hunter is a good class, but he's not, you know, the Hellion's just better in position 1. I don't know if that helps you out too much, Shadow. If you have any like specific questions about it, like, you know, oh, what building should I focus on, or what trinkets, or which heroes do you recommend not using, or anything like that, might be easier for me to answer. I'd like to say the dog treat for the Baron. I don't know. Nah, it's fine. Chester being in front's kind of annoying. I didn't equip Finale going into this fight. We can reposition him here though. Let's get that bleed off just in case. We're gonna get a triple apex again? No, single. Single, no crit. Take it. It's a really good Croc fight. Stream, don't like them, like you don't want to be. Most of the games make you insane. Never in good. Stream, you should stick to PvE games. I mean, there are people that have had their stream become famous because they rage, right? I don't like watching that kind of stream though. And I used to be that way. I mean, I'm competitive for sure. But I guess I don't know. As I've gotten older, I don't know, things don't bother me as much like they used to. Let's buff again. Sweet Demon Fluffy. Sweet Demon Fluffy, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, Fluffy. Boss to stay away from or anything. I made it to like week 30. Several bosses down, but a spider mob crit into blight, insta-kill. Yeah, that happened. So, bosses to stay away from. So when I'm doing a Deathless run where I don't have to do all bosses, basically I stay out of the Wield once the Wield gets to Veteran. I don't really do the Wield anymore. Wield has the... It seems like it has more spiders than the other ones. I'm not sure if that's true. But it has the Tree Branch Smackdown, which can get you to 0 very easily. Anyone, unless they have a lot of protection. But as far as like which heroes I avoid in Deathless runs, I'll use the Occultist early, but then as we get better trinkets for our Vestal, I'll stop using the Occultist very much. I don't use the Antiquarian. In Deathless runs, I don't use the Grave Robber. The Grave Robber has way too long of a wide of a damage range, so sometimes she does low damage, which you don't want. But on top of that, she has one of the lowest healths in the game, and she's one of the fastest. And speed is really good, but the problem with her is because she has low health, she'll get to Death's Door easier than a lot of characters, and then once she's at Death's Door, she might still go first the next round and die to the Bleeder of the Blight. So I stay away from her. I don't really use the Arbalist or Musketeer very much. I don't use the Bounty Hunter very much, even though I think he's okay. Week 22. Yeah, I mean, Yang, if you're ready for it. Yeah, I usually don't open it until late 20s, but that's fine. Subbed, but not following. No worries, Fluffy. So as far as bosses, if you're trying to Deathless run, you want to minimize as much RNG as you can, right? Like, that's the thing that'll kill you, is just bad RNG. So bosses that are more RNG than others, so like the Flesh is a very RNG heavy fight. You probably want to avoid the Veteran and Champion Flesh, unless, I mean, in general, Linus Warpaint. The Prophet can be a really RNG heavy fight. The Croc. Do I ever use Antiquarian? Not anymore, really. I mean, I think the Antiquarian's good also, but I mainly only use her for money, and I don't really need her for money in these runs because we get so much extra money from it being Torchless anyway. I'll also use her for like dodge cheesing things, but again, not often. How you doing, Yang, by the way? And so, also, I'll say this. If you're doing a Deathless run, one thing that's hard to do, it's still hard for me sometimes too, if you're trying to do a Deathless run, and I'm not even talking about Zero Light, and if you're not doing all bosses, so you still have the time limit, right? If you're doing Deathless BLOODMOON, you have 100 weeks, but if you're not doing all bosses, you have a lot of wiggle room, so don't be afraid to run away. If you're not doing all bosses, you probably have like, you could abandon like 30 weeks and still end up beating the game. So even though it's hard, sometimes there will be one room battle left. You know there's only one. You've scouted it. That's the last place, but you have 3 afflictions. You know, go home. She's a blood student. Yeah, I was waiting until she was wasting. Doing an assignment, taking a break. Seal for now. Thank you, Tet. Yeah. We're actually not that far away from the Baron, huh? We gotta go over here, go up and get the... go up to this area and then go back down. We're gonna wait to give him blood too. So, torch on this to relieve stress. Don't do that. Yeah, chill. You'll get your blood. Okay, over to the yellow door, I believe. Do I want to get the other red key? Fatty and Aiko's sugar for the Baron? Yeah. So these 3 can cause disease, but we have the Crimson Curse on several people, so they can't get diseased. Now, they do really big damage to marked targets, so killing her before she marks is really important. So I'm going to go ahead and use blood. That'll bloodlust us. We'll get 25% extra damage. Go ahead and buff speed actually crit. Saga, come get your love. Come and get your blood. Twitch sings, here we go. Munch, 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 munch. Ooh, good dodge. Good dodge. Just need 6 damage, Fluffkins. That'll do. That'll do. Game, what is the story? So, super long story short, your ancestor made a lot of really bad decisions and screwed a lot of things up, and you're trying to fix things. To add on to that a bit, basically you receive a letter. the beginning of the game, you receive a letter from your ancestor. And the letter basically says, you remember where you come from. You know the seat of our... You remember our venerable house. Anyway, I'm not going to go into the monologue. But anyway, it tells you, you remember this house from when you were younger. Well, turns out I was really bored one time, and there was legends of this area way down in the catacombs below this. And so I took a bunch of people, and we were like, we're going to go figure out what's going on down here. They go down there, they end up finding a door, they open the door, and it unleashes eldritch evil upon the estate and possibly upon the world. And your ancestor has done a lot of bad things, and he does even more, presumably because of this eldritch evil living below the manor. And you're trying to basically right his wrongs. Long story made medium. This was a bad man who got bored and messed up stuff for his own amusement. Now you must pay for it.
Obliterated.
And each area has its own lore behind it, its own story,
Success
So
clearly in view. Or is it merely...
Do I want to go get the other red key or not? I mean, I don't know. We don't really need it. I mean, what trinket would I want? Save the Hamlet. Yep. I've read The Mountains of Madness. Yes. Where's my book? I have read it, but it's been a long time. As always. Up everything. Ancestor. That's right. How you doing, Gelwin? Hey, Opilius. Thank you for converting from the Twitch Prime to the Tier 1. Thank you for continuing the sub, Opilius. Appreciate it. Help support me, stream, my family. So, for anyone that doesn't know, I didn't know this the first time I went through it. I actually didn't know this like the first 2 or 3 times I did the Crimson Court. But you can use a shovel on the wine crate, and it will give you a camp. So you can camp in these long dungeons, these epic length dungeons, if you do that. Don't risk the biscuit for the treasure. Oh yeah, I'm not going to do any risk. I'm just... If we're in great shape out of the Baron, I might go after the extra. I don't know. See, we stun this guy. He's the real killer here. I mean, these guys obviously can crit and stuff, but... we're going to stress heal back down on this one. There's no real big threat to stress in this fight. So we can kill him before he gets any stress in. I mean, these guys can crit, obviously, but they don't cause stress on their own. The risk is worth it, right until it isn't anymore. Truer words were never spoken, fatty. That also goes along with the... It's always the run until it isn't. Yeah, we'll keep doing the stress. Bad stuff. Did more bad stuff. Curse your family and estate. Bring all the monsters, set free, collecting loot. Fix all the stupid stuff we did till you eventually destroy the core of it all. Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. Obviously, there are some other specific things with each part, but for the most part, yep. Yep.
Dazed,
Hey, there's one of those crits.
about to break.
Dazed, reeling, about to break.
Our community grows.
Smurfo 420. You know what they say, it's 420 somewhere. Smurfo, thank you for the follow. Pretty sure that's the saying, right? Hey, Korma, welcome in. How you doing, Korma? Hey. Kill it. Hit it with a club until it dies. Houndmaster. Also true.
The blood pump.
Games, should you be hoarding cash or spending it? You can never get far because you run out of money healing people's afflictions and stress issues. So the biggest thing, there's 2 big things I'll say about that. So to kind of answer your question in a roundabout way, there's 2 main things. So 1, try to get rid of as much stuff as you can in a dungeon. So If you can, save your camp to do a full stress recovery. In the cove, make sure you bring a lot of medicinal herbs so that you can use the eerie coral to get rid of negative quirks. Bring people that can cure a disease through camping. The more crap you can get off your characters
Shall gather
in the dungeon,
into the
the
fray.
less you have to spend at home. Let me say hello to Sneaky, and then I'll finish answering your question.
Be wary.
Sneaky Teak, thank you for the host.
Pride precipitates.
Sneaky Teak, I appreciate it. Welcome on in. Those of you coming from Sneaky Teak's stream, welcome or welcome back. I'm Adam. This is Adam versus Everything, and we are playing some Darkest Dungeon, a world first challenge in Darkest Dungeon. Feel free to click the now hosting Adam versus Everything. Send you over to this channel where you can hang out, lurk, participate, whatever you want to do. If you have any questions about Darkest Dungeon, let me know. How you doing, Sneaky Teak? What you up to? Voyage, welcome over. Don't do short missions. That too. That helps too. So the second part of it, I would say, as far as running out of money, is don't be afraid to dismiss your heroes. So if you are playing on if you are playing on Darkest or Radiant. What was I talking about keys anyway? Anyway, if you're playing on Darkest or Radiant, there's no time limit. There's no game over that you can get on those modes. So don't be afraid to dismiss people. So if you have a hero that's gotten a bunch of diseases and stress and bad quirks that are reinforced and expensive, you get new heroes every week. So one of the tough things to get used to in this game, especially early on, is that you aren't the heroes. Heroes aren't your friends. They're not your characters. They are a resource. They are a means to the end.
Welcome.
They are a way to reach the final part of the game. So don't be afraid to dismiss them. You'll get new heroes every week until you can get situated, until you get settled. And so that's the long answer. Short answer is, yes, don't spend all your gold on correcting the early heroes. Sneaky Teak, 1 year. Guys, if you could drop some love and sandwiches to Sneaky Teak, one more rotation around the sun together here on Twitch. Why, I remember when Sneaky Teak was a strapping young lad without a checkbox next to his name. Sneaky Teak, thank you for the year of support. Appreciate you, Teak. Good evening. How's the challenge? It's going all right. We've had some really rough times in this challenge. We almost lost the run last night. But you know what? We're still alive.
A new subscriber.
On level 3 without good quirks in the early game. Yeah.
We are building an army.
Another army member for Fatty Can Fly. Fatty, thank you for the gift sub to Jiangxi. Jiangxi, welcome to the sub club. You now have all the emotes from the channel. You won't see ads here anymore. Fatty, thank you for the support. And, to Chibuddy G. I missed that one. There was 2 of them. Thank you, Fatty. Do good stuff over here. Yeah, thanks, Teak. Don't use your money. Do you ever use Finale on the Jester? I use it as a boss finisher. That's about it. Saw since you're the mayor of the town, passing through people. Yeah, pretty much. Like, your job... So, I mean, it's like if you were... let's say you're like an army general, right? And there's some kind of enemy that is threatening the world or something. And yes, you don't want your soldiers to die, but you know it's going to happen. You know you have to sacrifice some people to stop this thing from the greater good, you have to sacrifice them for the greater good to stop this thing. So that's one of the things that took me a long time. I used to name the character. Now I name the characters after chat members, but I used to name the characters after like myself and my wife and stuff. Not anymore. 5 years. Fatty, thank you again. Does Resurrected Hero still count as a death in Blood Moon? No. It reverses that death. So you can only have a resurrection occur if you have 3 dead heroes, and then it's about a 1% chance to get that event. And if you do, it'll reduce the death counter, yeah. It's kind of cool.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It is. So what were you doing, Sneaky Teak? I missed it when you came in because of all the craziness.
This expedition at least.
No, there aren't any darker dungeons out there. Jaso, as far as I'm aware, this is the darkest we've found. No. How you doing, Jaso? Risk of Rain. It's still weird to me. Like, I know the game is probably good, you know?
Our community.
But it's so weird for a game to have its first game be a platformer, a 2D platformer, and then its sequel to end up being a 3D, without it being, like, classified as a new game entirely. I don't know. But I need to try it out. Fire, thank you for the follow, Fire. Appreciate it. Mr. Rain 2. Just like Mario. Yeah, that's a good point. I prefer the 2D Mario still. Speaking of Mario, I'm so excited about Mario Maker 2. I think I'm going to stream it. I think I want to stream it some. I don't know if I'm going to stream it a lot. If it's going to be a split game only. I don't know. But I'm excited for it. Super... well... She just went to Craving and then auto-looted that right on that same area. Game 18, the aesthetic of Risk of Rain 1, also feeling fresh. It's really natural. It's weird, though. You agree, right? To go from one extreme to the other. And in Risk of Rain 1, you were so small. You were like this little bitty dot, almost, right? It was hard to differentiate characters apart. Player characters. There wasn't much difference between that little bitty pixel character. And then now you're this, like, big 3D thing. I've only heard good things about it. It's just it's a jarring change sometimes when I look at it. See the thread of the original game? It's platform to 3D shooter. Yeah. First Risk of Rain, can't wait to play the second one. I am going to buff our speed, accuracy, and crit. These guys can do a lot of damage. But I am, I don't know, do I care about... We're not as likely to stun one as the mosquito, but you know what? Like, stress is not a big deal right now. Let's try stun one. Keep darkness fully lit. Oh, you mean like the graphics? No. I haven't been. Full color darkness or whatever, is that the one you're talking about? Something like that? I know Big Joe uses it. I prefer not using it, but if that's the one you're talking about. You think it changes the game? What do you mean? I mean, I haven't been using it, but I'm curious what you mean. The difficulty difference seems to be huge. Do you think it actually makes the game still... Oh man, if that's the case, is there any way you can go through the mod files and see if that's the case for that? Like, I haven't used it, which is good. But I'm curious if Big Joe... I would feel bad if that was the case for Big Joe, but... Such as no darkness? Yeah. But just in general, the fully lit darkness? Level head? This game with a similar concept, Mario Maker? Plays viewers levels? No, I haven't heard of it. My Darkest Dungeon. Time to take a look. Yeah, I wonder if we can ask someone. If only Claire still came to our channel. Claire hates us now. Just kidding. Claire's really busy. Highlight and pitch black. Ooh, good dodge. Yeah, I mean, the only mods we're using is faster combat animations, and the one that makes it so we don't have to click the torch off after, like, the Vestal uses her skill. And I did ask Claire specifically before we started the challenge if she could look at those ones and let us know and make sure it didn't change anything about the game itself. And she concurred. What I do? I don't know. Getting more lucky. Gotten in 30 attempts. No, it's kind of interesting that you mentioned that, because that's one of the reasons I stopped using it. It felt like we were having an easier time when I used it, and I was almost like, maybe this fully lit darkness isn't just graphical. Maybe it is, you know, even though it shows 0 torch, it's actually counting as radiant or something. But I don't know. I have no way of knowing unless someone looks through the mod. She hates that corpse. Be worth checking out. It would suck if that was the case, though. Like I said, luckily I haven't been using it, but I... Ooh, another good dodge! Even with focus ring, getting super lucky. It would really suck for, like, Big Joe and people that use it.
Brought low and driven into the mud.
We're not here for loot. I gotta remind myself.
If only
The green
treasure
key.
could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
You're not here for loot. Throw down the gold, Adam. Adam, throw down the golds. Alright, we're good. He listened. There's a secret room right here, I think. You have to get a critical scout through here, and it has a level 5 hero? It's level 3. No, it's level 5. For Baron. Baron's level 3. Saw the vampire enemies. Bloodring insects. Yeah, I like that too. I really like that concept. And it makes a lot of sense, right? In a world where there's this vampirism type thing that can be spread through the transfer of blood in one way or another, and bites, it would be much more terrifying if it was carried by mosquitoes. Oh crap, went the wrong way. Go this way. Than it would be if bats had it. In a world. Are you talking about Little Tortilla Boy? It's brilliant. Yeah. Interesting take. I really like that version. Alrighty. Three manservants. Surprise them. So we got an actual scout, not just the normal default. Game that you would never stream. No one has ever asked me that before. Favorite game that I would never stream. That's a good question. Man, I don't know. Boss you think is the hardest? Countess. Countess. I think the Viscount is the easiest. Countess is the hardest. Fork knife? No, I don't. You shoot Larry. You mean the hentai games? Yeah, but I don't love them. As far as I know, I haven't played them. Feel mosquitoes actually drink blood. So you need to make eggs, yeah. Fun fact. Fork knife. I don't know, because I'm trying to think, like, why wouldn't I stream it if I liked it? Like, because the thing is, I know there's a lot of games that I like that aren't good for the stream, you know? And so, but then we could play it on, like, Monday or on Split. This is Adam vs. Hentai. Next to Currency Court came out. That would have been kind of interesting, too. What about you, Sneaky Teak? Do you have an answer to that, if you were to ask yourself? Good heal. This guy at 5. Yeah, because, I mean, without Monday night, so we play a story game or whatever, or just, you know, we play through a game on Monday night that's not a good stream game. So if it wasn't for that night, my answer might be a lot easier. Like, Dragon Age isn't really something I would have normally streamed, but on Monday nights, you know, I can justify it. Ooh, that sucks. The Biomechanic, Grindfest, JRPGs. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, I was offered a bounty today that I denied, but it wasn't something I loved. Twitch Sings offered me a bounty for an entire hour of singing. Boy, did I never thought I could get money for singing, that's for sure. Star Wars Rebellion. So embrace the JRPG, stream life. Hey. Elisande, welcome back. How have you been? Let's heal in. Why deny that one? Because it was an option. I can either choose Hearthstone, which I haven't played in years, but I was good at. I can choose Hearthstone or Twitch Sings. Not only does Hearthstone mean I don't have to sing, but it also paid a lot more money. So, it was an easy decision. Whole hour sounds glorious. Cletus would have been amazing. That's what people said earlier about Cletus.
Remind yourself that
This way.
overconfidence
Wait
is
for Windows
slow
95.
and insidious killer.
When's Hearthstone? They're supposed to send me a key for the new story mode of the new expansion, so I'm waiting on the key. How much you to sing? Oh my god, I don't know that I could do it. I don't know, Phoenix. It's a dangerous game we're playing. Join the return? Yeah, well, we don't always play Darkest Dungeon here anymore. Not only Darkest Dungeon, I guess I should say. But you can always get your Darkest Dungeon fix here or questions. Glad you are into the Darkest Dungeon again and back here. We don't need another campsite. I'm not going to worry about it right now. If we have to return, maybe. Stream the full Persona 5 game. If you can't, maybe one. You like it wouldn't play. How come you're not allowed to play them? Something about music or? Sometimes I sit down and play for an hour. I've never played any of the Persona games. Alright, let's go ahead and camp. Well, let's go ahead and camp. It's Baron time. Baron time. What do we want to get out of this camp? We want crit damage, probably. That's 6. Tiger's Eye, maybe? That's 9. And then Prey. Yeah, there we go. There's our 12. Said you were only allowed to play up to a certain date, and then streaming past that would get you sued. Story spoilers. It's crazy. Play loop that is so engaging. Basically weaponized. As it tends to do all the boss of the time limit. I mean, yeah, if you do everything perfectly, you can beat the game, including all bosses, all DLC, on about week like 88 or so. So I mean, you have like a 10 week or so, 10 to 12 week leeway, you know? But it's definitely in your mind, like, okay, I can't do short dungeons. If I do a short dungeon, it's going to put us behind, you know? So there is that. Hey, Bauman, how's it going? Bauman, I looked at that deck, but I had no idea exactly what I was looking at. But I did see the Planeswalker that summons dragons, and I knew what you meant about killing someone with dragons when the deck doesn't start with dragons. Okay, so 10% crit, 25% damage. Maybe I actually put this on a Houndmaster. Because the Houndmaster doesn't actually have accuracy. Yeah, let's do that. And then pray for the protection. Hey, Robert. Nice sub you got there. I think they stopped that. Yeah, that's weird. Alright, on our way to the Baron. Gotta change out finale. Let me go ahead and, yeah, let me just do it. Craving, alright. I don't know. Am I going to use finale, really? What if I need inspiring tune? I don't know that I'm going to use finale here. I mean, I'm definitely going to use the buff. I'm definitely going to use the bleed. I don't know, actually. Is the finale kind of worthless now? It does a huge hit. Like, if we have finale built up, we could actually crit him and not even have to do phase 3. So it just depends. I might not use Slice Off here very much. Like, Slice Off I would use to open an egg, but the Baron's going to be position 1 after we've opened all the eggs, so Slice Off won't even hit him. And then we're going to be buffing anyway. So that will only be for opening eggs, but I can open eggs with Dirk Stab. The problem with opening with Dirk Stab is that it moves us forward. I don't know. I might not worry about finale. It does a lot of damage, though. We could probably hit him for a finale crit. For like 50s or 60s. That's a big chunk at the end of the battle. I usually don't take finale in here, and I probably shouldn't change things up. Phase 3 worth not having the bleed for phase 1. Yeah, I don't know. That's not like the Baron will only ever be in position 1 unless we pop the eggs. You know, we get unlucky with popping the eggs. I think I'm just gonna go how I usually go. You know what? I've beaten the Baron like 10 times or more, and I've never needed finale, so I'm not gonna risk things now. Now we aren't gonna use breakthrough, so I'm gonna take adrenaline rush. That could save us. This freaking Nat is back. All right, let's do it. Let's head to the Baron. The Baron. It's him. The Baron is actually harder than the Viscount, which is kind of interesting. Hey Dan, welcome in. Boss time, yeah. How you been, Dan? So here's how the Baron works. You pop an egg. If there's a mob in there, you kill it. If it's the Baron, you need to keep popping other eggs. Now, your healing skills are locked as long as the eggs are up. So you want to pop one open at a time. Bleeds on the eggs transfer to whatever's inside. That's good. Now, there is some benefit. Okay, she's wasting. You want to use the blood. There is some benefit to not killing all the little mobs before the Baron. The Baron will actually buff them. And he has 3 actions per turn. So if the Baron spends one of his rounds buffing a mob like this that isn't super strong, it's better than if he's hitting you with a heart attack, you know? Heart attack. Heart attack. Let's pop this one. What's good? How you doing, cameraman? He was in egg number 2. Usually he's a number 4. Not always. So we can stun him. Good crit. He's stunned. So our healing is going to be locked till we finish off these eggs. Oh, it resisted. Now the problem... Oh, God, another resist. One of the problems with having so much speed right now is he's going to take all 3 of his actions back to back to back. Pretty much. Just gonna bust that. Post back. That's here on the same run. Last checked. Yeah, just barely. We've almost lost it. What's your opinion on the Warpaint Trinket? I don't like it that much. I mean, I have it right here. It's... Oh, look at those dodges! I don't know. It's one of those trinkets that, like... It doesn't work. It doesn't do anything for a long time. Like, until she's below 75% health, all it's doing is giving you stress. I don't like that. I don't like trinkets that aren't helping you most of the time or all the time, you know? So, I don't prefer that one. But, it's not as bad as some of the trinkets are from the Crimson Court, but I don't care for it a whole lot. It's crit. Saying head rather than clawing back, recovering. Yeah. I would agree with that. Let's see if we can get the stun in on him. They're good in the good times, yeah. There are definitely some win more tree. Ooh, good dodge. So glad I stacked dodge, as always. There are definitely a few like win more things that you don't end up banking on, you know, but you want ways to recover, but things like, so it's like those trinkets that give you death blow resist, right? Like, yeah, if the death blow resist works, it's not a guarantee to work. Great. But not just that, like, there's a... You don't want it to work because you have to be at 0 health. Not saying anything about what's going on here. Just having some good luck. Anyway, you don't want to be at death's door, right? It only gives you that extra damage. It only gives you that deathblow resist dodge at death's door. So it feels like it's just a wasted stat budget until that point, and you don't even want to be at that point. Same thing for war paint. It's like that trinket that gives you dodge if you're at high health, and then if you get lower, it actually lowers your dodge. Virtue and deathblow, yeah, exactly. It's a lot different than the last time we fought the Baron on run 4. Easier for some reason. Yeah, Viscount is super easy. I think it should be reversed. Crap. Nope, he's not doing it yet. Okay. So we definitely want to get a heal in before this next round. Hopefully he goes back Act 2, the second act. The Viscount, we usually kill him in like 1.5 rounds. The Viscount you can just destroy. So, I agree. Viscount's the second boss. He hits pretty hard, but he has such low health. I mean, we just... On run 4, I think we killed the Viscount in like 5 actions or something. It's crazy. Viscount is in the second one. Yeah, Countess is the final. Countess is definitely the hardest one. She's really RNG though. I mean, I know a lot of people say the whole game is RNG, but the Countess can be a very RNG heavy fight. Because sometimes you get where she doesn't use the love letter, but maybe like once the entire time. And she only goes into her her final form like a couple times. And then other times you have it where, you know, she's like doing love letter every round, going to her final phase every round. This is horrifying. Hey, it's Chevalier. Yeah, and we've had Countesses where she like is super easy, but she's definitely one of those RNG heavy fights. Be Countess Deathless other than dodge stacking. Other than dodge stacking, I don't think so. That's what I do because it's easy to do and it's consistent. That's what I still do. Bleed teams are okay against her. Like Hellion Flagellant. Hellion Flagellant and then like Occultist Vestal is actually decent, but the problem is you're going to end up stressed before the end of it. You're going to end up with some afflictions unless you're lucky. Sway, yeah. Shovels a lot. Does the dot bomb thing, yeah. She's rough. So the best thing to do on her is to just dodge cheese, so to say. Just stack dodge, in my opinion. But that's the case on a lot of the game. Dodge is super good. Let's see, speed of 11 versus speed of 9. But I do want to get our buff up, so let's go ahead and do that. First time you got butt handed to you sometimes. Kind of kept critting on her heels. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. The very first time I fought the Countess was my first Blood Moon run blindly. My first blind Blood Moon, I fight the Countess, and we lost. We got a game over. Oh, that was about as good as we could get. Some of the roses. Hey, red apples, what you talking about? The eggs? Talking about the eggs? buff. Oh, the roses. Oh, I gotcha. So anytime there's an egg up, your healing skills are disabled. My bad. Yeah, they look like roses. So anytime any egg is up on this boss fight, all healing skills are disabled. Should probably do the heal from Darkest. Lost the last characters to the Countess dungeon. Man, it can be really rough. Do damage. Yeah, all healing. Health healing, not stress healing. It's locked. Yeah, I've never watched them, but I know they voice the Baron, the Viscount, and something else.
Gnawing uncertainty.
Fnatic, that's the other one.
Place of dread.
Most traumatic first time encounters, yeah. Fnatic's the other one. Yes, it is. Oh, for a big crit there. We're in great shape, guys. You never once encountered the Fnatic. We fought him tonight. On purpose, though. I was hunting for him. You might ask yourself, why would any sane man hunt the Fnatic? Well, your answer lies within that question. Say sane. I do a Johnson unit. Ooh, good dodge. Who knew dodge was so good, right? Act 3. Oh no! He did a 36 healing crit. Ah, no Act 3 yet. Are we winning? Yeah, we're winning. We're winning. He hasn't crit us a single time. Shh. We've dodged so many moves and kept him stunned fairly well and gone through the axe pretty quickly. He hasn't crit us a single time. But shh, be cool. How you doing, stuff? 2 counters killed 6 of your characters. Man. Yeah, let's get some damage in before he goes away. Healed, so you're good. Yeah, that's how it works. Do we have a man-at-arms tucked away somewhere? Is there a man-at-arms under your dress there, Vestal? Third act, it's alright. It's a 66. Don't jinx it. Oh, I know, Ignu. I shouldn't say these things. I know. Whoa there. Chill. Now's when that finale would come in handy, but... Is your post good in this fight? Yeah, it is. It is. I actually like taking the Highwayman in place of the Houndmaster a lot, but the reason I didn't is because the Houndmaster makes it easier to stall on the way here to stress heal. The Highwayman also works good because of Riposte, and Bleed opening the eggs is good too. Yeah. Crowd Pleaser is going to trigger it a lot, you know? Esquire. We'll wait to use the holy water on him. We'll buff again. Solve check coming soon. Maybe. Maybe not. 49 crit. Please don't be in this egg. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Festival Hyman Flagellant for this mission. Yeah, that one can work too. I prefer... So now that the Flagellant's Punish doesn't hit position 3, I really prefer the Hellion in position 1 over the Flagellant in that party. That's a good party for it too. Esquire again, huh? Screening store until... Oh, yeah, yeah. Guacamole. Yeah, I need to grab that. Alright, let's see if we can kill him before he gets his action. Maybe. Maybe. Need a big crit. Not quite. But we'll get him this round. He's out of axe. Good stuff. He's dead. Just critting the crap out of him. It's a pretty good fight. It's probably the best Baron fight I've ever had. On run 4, our Houndmaster almost died on the Baron fight.
The jig is up. The game is done.
The jig is up. The news is out. Sharpened letter opener. Oh, that's good. And too bad I don't use the grave robber. That is a good trinket. I really liked lunge, man. That makes her destroy things, but she's too fragile. GG. We're actually in good shape, huh? We're actually in good shape. Maybe I should stick around for a little bit. Get some more loot. What could go wrong, right? Holy crap, it's after 3 a.m. Do I want the other chest? This is just another red key. There's no reason to loot this. I tell you what it is and I do it anyway. Why would that person do that? Oh, it does. It stacks. Last time I didn't do that. I didn't realize it stacked. I didn't remember that at all. Why are there attributes below them? So what that means, there's a set. So there's 2 for every hero. And if you get both set pieces and wear them on that hero, it also activates the set bonus at the bottom, the gray. Can we stress heal before we go home? There is a camp. There's a camp right over here. Yeah, it's so just set bonuses, yeah. Resort trinkets are near useless. Yeah, it's weird, right? So it seems like a bit of the Crimson Court trinkets, like the idea behind half of the trinket was to improve on something that's not used very much. But the downside is the other trinket generally improves on the other crap, and you're usually specializing one or the other, right? So it's kind of weird to... A good example is like the Jesters. I don't know, the Jester has one side of the trinket that helps him in position 1, helps him on a damage build. Sorry, Cletus came out. And then the other one helps him with stress. Like, there's a lot of things like that. And I understand, like, of course, you could use Finale at the beginning, and then once you get to the back, then you can be better at stress healing. But it seems better to specialize in this game. So, in my opinion. Sorry, Cletus came out.
So too will resistance.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well... We're in good shape. I might as well go grab some loot while we're here. Maybe we'll even go get that other trinket. Now, there are some great Crimson Court trinkets, you know, but I feel like most of the sets aren't worth it. Dividing them up can be really good, so... I mean, the Salacious Diary is fine. I really like... Yeah, so that's a camp. We'll go grab it. Dissection Kit. Dissection Kit can turn the Plague Doctor into a pretty decent melee bleed character. shovel on that for a loot.
Wealth beyond measure.
How many times have you played the game? Have you ever used any more game-changing mods? So, hey, King Dan, thank you for coming in. Dan, I have beaten the game on stream probably close to 20 times, I would say. 15 to 20 times. And yeah, we have done modded playthroughs. So every now and then, usually after we finish a challenge, we'll do a modded playthrough. And we have done, in fact, right before this challenge, we did a modded class only playthrough. So we had a mod that got rid of all the normal characters, and we replaced them with about 18 modded classes. I've also done Pitch Black Dungeon, which is a huge overhaul mod to the game. I'm looking forward to Moonlit Dungeon, which is another one of those. So yeah, we play with mods sometimes. For this challenge, we're not, just because of the nature of, you know, making sure the challenge is valid sort of thing. But Flagellant sets are meta-fitting. Yeah, Man-at-Arms, I actually like his quite a bit. I mean, Riposte is great. In improving his Riposte. So we're going to do Sharpened Spear. I'm going to do Tiger's Eye. And then I'm actually going to undo some stress, I think. So we'll do turn back time. And you know what? Let's just go ahead with Battle Trance again. Buffs are Blight, which he only has one skill. Yeah, exactly. I think it would have been nice. So, like I said, some of the Crimson Court trinkets are good. Got 9 ambushed. It's a 1 in 3 chance to get ambushed. This is not a good fight either. Shuffle's not great. We'll go ahead and buff. Not many of the set bonuses are great. Like, not many of the set bonuses are good enough to use 2 separate trinkets that help 2 different things. I'm going to go ahead and back up. Use blood here. We're now bloodlusted with extra damage. We need to kill this Chevalier. Oh, I didn't change her move out after the boss. Whoops. I wanted to use breakthrough there. We'll stun it. But yeah, exactly like you were saying. If the trinkets had been fully geared towards making moves that weren't used very much better, I think that would be pretty awesome. And maybe even the set bonus helped otherwise, you know? But exactly the same like you were saying about the Grave Robber. I'm gonna do 3 damage. 3's our minimum here. Perfect. I'm gonna buff one more round at least. We're hoping that he does a rend. Of course, last time I said that he crit rended us, but it's alright. What we don't want to see is Skull Toss. Anything other than Skull Toss is acceptable, but Skull Toss is a scary move. And we almost lost our Vestal earlier tonight. In fact, we had a Ghoul do 3 Skull Tosses in a row. And one of them crit. Claire's mod, the overhaul trinkets. Yeah, she has one. It's called Claire's Curiosities. And they're like balanced trinkets too, right? There's some pretty neat ones, but they're not really like overpowered, which is nice. So, yeah, that's a good mod to use. We used that when we did Pitch Black Dungeon. Now, since I started this challenge, a lot of new modded classes have come out. Some new modded areas have come out too. Modded monsters. So, we'll probably try another, maybe not a full mod run, but like a partial mod run after this sometime. Hey, virtually non-existent, welcome back. Hal, that's fine. Hal can give the worries, though. The worries is a disease that gives you additional stress. Try the Banshee boss fight? No, not yet. I think that came out after we started doing these challenges. Someone else mentioned it to me, but no, I haven't done it yet. Resist. In her bloodlust, she healed herself. And we'll buff one more time. Hers a really good boss fight. Just try it sometime. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely mods that have come out since I started this that I want to try. A collection created after more than 200 hours of testing and searching on Steam Workshop. It's your greatest works yet. Features 55 mods, adding a ton of classes, trinkets, 2 locations, bosses, enemies, guest types, expanded provision, more buildings. It's possible. Does the job. Yeah, you can always send me that if you want. Just whisper it to me, or you can even post it on our Discord. So our Discord is not sub only. Exclamation Discord if you want to join, and we have a Darkest Dungeon channel. So if anyone ever has Darkest Dungeon questions or want to discuss Darkest Dungeon, you can always do it there, even if we're not streaming. Or you can just whisper it to me. I usually don't use anything that's going to change like loot and stuff, though. I don't mean like the extra trinkets. On a modded run, that's fine. But for me, I don't use anything that expands inventory, really. Because I think inventory management is a big part of the game. Now, obviously some of it doesn't make sense, right? You have 1 extra ruby, you can shove that somewhere. Even if you have to put it in nature's pocket for a little while, you can take that extra ruby. You know, put it in your mouth for a while to get home. But for the most part, I think the inventory management is a big risk-reward part of the game that's pretty important to maintain. But I might try some of the other ones. And I probably tried a lot of them. Nature's Pocket. Hey, Hardens, welcome in. How you doing, Hardens? So, the large corpse eater can crit anyone to death's door if they're marked. Anyone to death's door if they're marked. Unless they have a lot of protection or something like that, but generally. The old prison pocket. We're gonna buff again. And we're gonna try to keep it stunned every other round. So when you crit with a move like that, you have a 20% additional chance to apply whatever you're applying. So we had a 20% extra chance to stun there, which is awesome. Crit, crit, crit. Double crit trinkets. Crit camping buffs. Jester crit buff. Game a lot easier. Sounds kind of meh. Yeah, I mean, I think it would make it a lot easier too. And like I said, some of it makes sense, right? But I think... I mean, obviously it was a purposeful decision of Red Hook to limit it. Like, it's not a code-based decision for a lot of it. So I think maintaining the inventory management is an important part of keeping the game difficult. Now, if you want to do it, by all means, you know? I'm very much like, play and let play. So if you want to play the game on Radiant with mods to make it easier, or, you know, completely change the game or whatever, by all means. Prison Architect, I want to play that again. I'm going to put that on the poll, actually. I want to get in an extra stress heal, so I'm just going to not kill it. You can buy more things for every quest, potions. Oh, yeah, yeah. I remember the potions and stuff in Pitchlight Dungeon, which is kind of interesting. You can even brew potions in Pitchlight Dungeon. Hey, Lieutenant, how's it going? Darkest Dungeon. Always. Well, I mean, most of the time.
In the fevered pitch of battle.
Speed of 2. Can we squeeze in another stress heal? Probably. Perfect. So now it's going to bleed out, and we can get a stress heal in. Good. Good stuff.
A victory. Perhaps the turning point.
So now we are here for loot. Like, when we were killing the Baron, we weren't. But now we want to replace our shovels, our food, and our bandages, and our antivenom. Before we leave, we would like to replace that with gold and stuff. Where are those jutes now? Give me those tapestries. Someone's going to come in and tell me I'm mispronouncing jute. You just watch. It'll change my life. It's actually pronounced hute. We don't have any herbs, so I'm not going to risk it. What's 3:30? That's the latest we played Darkest Dungeon in a while. It's pronounced hute. Alright, I was going to say you can give them blood for loot, which I was going to do. Especially over Discord. Oh, thank you, King Dan. Thank you for joining. Yeah, and if you ever find any like awesome mods, or if you make a mod, if any of you guys make mods, you can post it there. We have a lot of people that are in the Discord, so might get some extra eyes on it. Ute. This is a really stressful fight. Good dodge. Go ahead and buff speed accuracy crit. We can't stall on any of these. Let's go ahead and stun her if we can, because we don't want her to buff everyone. Try that again. Good crit. Thank you, King Dan. Check it out after the stream. Fluffkins is just like murdering this dungeon. Fluffkins is just putting everyone else on his back, on her back. It helps having over 50 dodge too. Buff again, speed, accuracy, crit. Try to stun the mosquito. Not as deadly, but a lot of stress. And the lower stun stun resist, yeah. Most enemies have random buffs, starting with 40% damage, stun resist, speed, dodge. That reminds me of Pitch Black Dungeon. So I liked Pitch Black Dungeon where the mobs spawned with random modifiers, semi-random. So, you know, like, for anyone that's wondering what that means, if you played an ARPG, so for instance, like Diablo 3, Path of Exile, a lot of times enemies will spawn with, like, resistant to cold or something, you know, extra damage. And I like that in Pitch Black Dungeon Overhaul. The other thing, I think my favorite part of it was something so minor, and I don't know if there's a mod that does this by itself, but one of my favorite things that they added to Pitch Black Dungeon was that moves change as they level up. And so, for example, a move might get a completely additional function at level 3 and at level 5, which I really liked. Good dodge. How do you survive? Permit CCU enhanced effects, shorter phases. Can't die to thirst. Find a random hero. I like that one. So, an example, and it wasn't always for the better, right? So, for an example, Hound's Rush, once you get it to max the level in Pitch Black Dungeon, it pulls one position. So, that's not always what you want to do with Hound's Rush, right? You might have a grouper in position 3 that you absolutely do not want to pull, because if you pull him into position 2, he's able to hit your front line. So it adds like more utility to some moves. Really like that. So we got that extra stress heal in. Can get one more. Look at that. Anytime you can get some free stress healing in, you just do it.
A momentary
Just do it. And then she stressed him. So when you get a killing blow, you have a 50% chance of getting 3 stress heal. If you crit, it's more, so we're going to try to kill with her. She didn't get it. What? We just got Absinthe, which is a terrible trinket, right? But it's gold. It's actually one of the worst trinkets, I think. Like, it is honestly one of the worst trinkets in the game. There are common trinkets that I prefer to wear over this, but it sells for a lot. So we have her whole set. Alright. Well. I'll take it. Gold in my pocket. We're actually recovered too. Like, oh crap. I forgot there was a blockage right there. I just threw down the shovels. Alright. GG, we did it. Baron is dead. Got 3 Critical Court trinkets. Shadow Blur Together achievement. Got a hero kill by a bloodlusted one. I don't think so. I don't know. I've never really looked through the achievements, actually. I've never been, like, much to care about. I like challenges, but I don't really care about achievements, if that makes any sense. We did it. Resilient. 2% stress healing received over Photomania. That's good because Photomania only works in Radiant Light, and we're playing Torchless, so Photomania is useless for her, I mean, aside from Crimson Court. Wheeled Scrounger's okay. Ruins Tactician. It's okay. Worry sucks. Thirst and additional stress. It's the journey that matters. Mankind Hater over Natural Swing is fine too. Why Absinthe when you can Focus Ring? Yeah, or why Absinthe when you can literally anything else? Pretty much.
Have abated. The heirs of the estate
Week 66, guys.
thoroughly agreeable once again.
Hey, it's an extra Dark Bracer. I don't know. There's been a couple of instances where I wanted a third Dark Bracer. Dark Bracer plus Mooncloak is a good combo. We have 4 Mooncloaks now.